beautiful day that the Lord has made. I will rejoice and be glad in it, and I'm glad that you could join me. Welcome. All right, so here's my thoughts. I think we need to build a hitch for Ducky. I've been, pulling wood like logs with that bar. That's fine, but there's some stuff that I've already bucked it and it needs to come up the hill. And I have a trailer I use for wood that normally goes on the case, but the case is still down right now. So Ducky, the 1983 Honda ATC Big Red, needs to get a trailer hitch built on it. And I know what you're thinking. You're thinking, well, the amount of time to build that hitch, you could just fix that. Yes, but honestly, does it really hurt to have another? I mean, when you heat your house with wood, your camper heats with wood, your barn heats with wood, it really doesn't hurt to have two things that can haul your wood trailer. I mean, I'm just saying, I know we've made it for a year or so with just using that, but this thing works so good. And I know you're like, well, use the John Deere. Well, and you're right. I could use the John Deere. It has like the whole style hookup, which is how the trailer is set up. But I mean, these turf tires, and this is a lawnmower. I don't think I want to try and put this thing down in the woods. So, as you can see, the trailer is just a 4x4 pallet. It's got, whatever. It's actually got a lawnmower axle welded up underneath it. And then it goes to just this. It's just a bolt, cotter pin. We'll have to make probably a new pin for it, but at least we would be able to pull it with Ducky. So I say we take a look underneath this thing, see how we can build a hitch for it, and then test it out. So it looks like in this video, Ducky's getting hitched. Okay, so to build said hitch, I was digging around through the semi-permanent collection, aka scrap pile, aka stop bringing home junk. Kicks, no more junk. Mothers, am I right? So let's see if something like this will work. Let's get Ducky up here and just kind of look over what we need to do. It doesn't have to be super strong. It just needs to be like stout enough to pull it around, maybe pull an ATV out of the ditch. Because, ATV guys are always getting stuck and needing to get pulled out by three-wheelers. So, I'm joking. Okay, so let's get Ducky up here. All right, Ducky's up in the air. For those who want to know a little bit more about old Kicks here, I am a master Jenga person. Well, not so much like playing the game, but setting it up. As you can see, I'm a master Jenga setter upper. So Ducky's up in the air. So as you can see, we've got some bolts here. I know a lot of people, I was thinking, I'm like, probably could weld like a C shape on there. And then like come off of that, right? But I don't really want to weld to that rear end. And there's bolt up here, bolt here, bolt here, bolt here. And we know these bolts will come out because, well, I just put them in like last year. So those should be fine. What I do notice though is, let me get this thing, here we go. We have a little bolt here with a tab coming off the frame and a bolt here with a tab coming off the frame. And I'm thinking, what if we kind of went from like here to like here? Like, I don't know, something like that. Let me get this zoomed out. Something like that. And I think the angle iron is not quite tall enough, so we might have to weld like a washer on the top of it, you know, drill it out, weld a washer just so we can get those bolts through it. But if we bolt it here, and then on these tabs on the back, I can't see how it's going to go anywhere. You know, we might have to drill these out a little bit bigger, but that'd be fine. I'm not too concerned about it. So I think that's what I'm going to go for, and then come back here just past the chain and come across and then go to that side, and we could even brace it, I guess, across the back, and then we'll just have to figure out how we're going to have to make it so, you know, the hole can go through there. But at least we can get that started, kind of building the frame. And, oh, and also, hey, while we're underneath here, you know, months ago when I welded up the frame of this, coming out of the stand, there you go, there was a lot of comments saying, dude, that weld ain't gonna hold. Yeah, till you hit your face, whatever. And I'm sure those people didn't even subscribe, but as you can see, look at this. Yeah, not a crack. Well, I guess first things first, let's see if these come loose. I know these ones will come out. Like I said, I already put those in. But these I have never had out. I painted over them. I believe they're 10 millimeter. Yes, they are. Try a box end. They are, oh, maybe. Oh, is it gonna, oh yeah, look at that. I didn't even squirt anything on there. Okay, let's see. All right, this one, yes, it's coming loose. Oh, that's a win. Okay, let's see if this one will. Oh yeah, look at that. All right. It's meant to be. Okay, well, let me get these out and I'll loosen this up just so we can kind of get a better idea. We might have to slot it too, so we can still adjust the chain tension with our hitch still on. I guess we'll cross that road when we come to it. But let me get these out. Okay, so I got this bolt out and those little bolts came out. And no matter which way I kind of try to do this, it's not tall enough. So we could probably weld something on there, but then I found this piece, which is like a 3/16 angle. And I mean, I need to do some trimming, but it fits in there perfectly. Wow. It might be a little tight, but regardless, there. So it fits in there completely that we would be able to, we wouldn't even have to weld anything to it. We could just drill a hole or slot it for that and then bolt it here. However, the piece I have is only yay long. Let's see if I can, there we go. Is only yay long. However, the good news is I measured it, and if I cut it in half, it'll be about 3 3/4 for each piece, because we need two, one for each side. So it'll be 3 3/4, and this adjuster, or slot for the adjustment on both sides, only goes to 3.5. So we should have plenty. My idea is, well, I'll draw it up for you. Let me show you. So here's my idea. We take this, cut it in half, right down the middle, equal sides, and then it'll be, here's one half, here's the other half, and we'll just weld them together, the center. So we're gonna have kind of like a cup shape, and yeah, it might collect dirt and mud and stuff, but it's only like a 3-inch piece, right? Or almost 4-inch piece. So I'm not too concerned with that. Plus, I mean, it'll be super strong. And then off of here, we could take this angle iron and we could come straight out, but what if we came in at like a 45 and connected those together and then welded another piece across the top, another piece of that angle iron to triangulate it, and then we can knock our hole in it right in the middle, and you'd kind of have like, I don't know, a triangulated hitch welded here. So I think that'd be super strong. I don't know. I mean, I think that's what I'm going for. I think that's what we're going to try for. So that's where I'm going to start right now. So we need to get cutting this and just welding it together and see what we can come up with. Oh yeah, and for those astute viewers, yes, this is the piece I cut out of Eileen's hood to put the grill in. I mean, why not? All right, here's our two pieces, hot off the presses. Get it? Hot? They're still hot. So if we measure it here to here, it's about 6 inches, give or take. And we go up in here, we are about 5 1/4. So looks like we are going to have to trim about 3/4 of an inch off of one of these. But I'd rather fit one side first, and then we'll go and try and fit the other side to see if anything hits. All right, so I'm up underneath here, and that's kind of, well, it's hitting here on the tube, so we're gonna have to do some grinding there. And it's not going all the way, oh, it's hitting the frame up here. Okay, so I'm gonna make some marks and just do a little grinding here, and then, well, we'll see how it fits once that's there, but I think we're gonna have to do a little bit here too, and then maybe it'll sit down farther. Yeah, but it's gonna fit nice here. Okay, let me make a few marks and we'll just do a little grinding and see how we can get it to fit. All right, so I just lobbed a couple of corners off of it, and there we go. Fits nice. And it'll bolt through here, and then we just need to drill a hole kind of by my thumb area for it to bolt to the adjuster sleeve area. So yeah, let me just knock a couple of holes into this, and then we need to move over to this one. However, you're gonna see we need to bend it this way. So other than that, we just need to, get this bolt out and yeah, cut one to size. So let me get this drilled, and then let me get this bolt out, and we'll see what we can do about all that stuff. So easy peasy lemon squeezy. So I marked one hole in there, I already drilled it and everything, and I'm sure there's some people asking, how are you gonna get that adjuster area marked out to drill? So here's what I did. I took one of these permanent paint marker, like they're the thick ones. They're not paint, they're like a gel. And I coated it all the way around it. And then I already had my hole lined up, and so I knew where it was gonna sit. And I shoved this against there. So is it exact? No, but I figure if we just drill like a hole here, 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 and then just clean it out with the Dremel or a cutoff wheel, should be good to go. So I'm gonna do that, and then we can move to that one. And there we have it. Hole there, slot. I mean, that's professional, right? You would think that some machine shop did that. All right, let's see how it fits. So up it goes. And let's see, that goes on there, bolts down there. Look at that. Would you look at that? So I think that's pretty good. So now all that's left to do is the exact same thing, but to the other side. And I think you guys get the gist. So I'm just going to whip out the other side, and then we'll weld them together. Well, yeah, that just happened. So, well, bolts off. So it's one of those welded nuts, and Yeah, it was just spinning. So it's out now. Yeah, we just had to do a little. It doesn't count as tearing it apart because I didn't take the tire off. See? Meant. All right, I'll build that bracket now. And then there were two. Yep, so it's actually a mirror image of this one. See? Because I'm pretty sure that Honda actually uses the same frame piece on each side. And yeah, so we marked this here because it was 5 1/4 and this is 6. So I marked off what I need to cut. And then also I need to notch this all the way up so we can maybe take the torch, heat it up, and bend it down and make it go around to where the tab is on the other side of the frame. So how about if we get that notched and cut, and I'm pretty sure we'll clean this all up and we can just weld it all together. So let's get to that. All right, there we go. So yes, I primered the welds. And remember there was that hole drilled in there? I just left it, didn't fill it in with welds, so that way maybe it's like a drainage hole. And then this got bent up, and I think it'll fit. I think everything's pretty good there. So let's see how it goes up in there. And there we go. I mean, it's not tight, but everything's finger tight. Either A, we're good at this, or B, we're lucky. Or a little A and a little B. Probably that one. So you can see there, and there's one up in here, and then those two. So I guess what we need to do now is do the triangulated part, come out like this. I mean, at this point, I guess we could just bolt a piece of flat stock coming out, but I don't have anything really thick enough for that, at least that I can think of lying around. So I would like to just do the triangle thing coming from there and there. Yeah, so I think we're gonna wanna come back out farther than the chain, or maybe even with the chain. I don't know, let's see. Okay, so what I don't want is to smack that chain with the trailer tongue. But I would rather hit a tire, I guess, because that's better than a chain. So as long as we come out, that's like 3 inches right there, we will hit the tire way before the chain. So if we come out, you know, chain's like 4 inches out. Yeah, so the chain's like 4 inches out. So from here, we did like 4 inches. That's plenty. Yeah, we'll hit the tire way beforehand. So we got, yeah, I just don't want to mess that up. I'd rather hit a tire. You'll know when you hit a tire. And you won't really mess up anything, right? I mean, I hope not. So what we need to do is, if we need to come out 4 inches is there, we need to cut a couple of pieces, 4.5, 5 inches. So what I'm going to do is I'll cut 2 pieces of angle iron like 6 inches, and we can always square it off at the end. It'll give us a little room to play with, I guess. So I'll cut 2 pieces off of, I guess this, the old sign for a realtor or whatever that was, and we'll just weld it up and see how it looks. All right, so here's what I came up with. It's not welded yet, but this one here is 6 inches, and then I just trimmed that one to kind of fit in. And then once I weld it all together, I'll cut this off square. And I'm thinking I could take this piece that we cut off of there. I could probably just cut it to size and weld it in there, and then probably cut a little tab off and weld it across in the front here. So let me get that burned together and we'll just see how it kind of looks. All right, all welded up, and I primered the welds. I don't know, just did. And you can see it looks just like the picture we made. This isn't welded on yet, I just cut it there. And then once I weld that on, I need to probably make something in the end just to make it super strong. So let me just get this burned on, weld up the tip there, and then knock a hole through it and paint it, and we should be good to go. There we go. I mean, that's nice. I think that turned out really nice for like a mud flap holder hanger and a realtor sign. I mean, come on, right? So I guess all that's left to do is just throw it up in here. Easy peasy lemon squeezy, and yeah, the brakes too. Well, yeah, easy peasy lemon squeezy. There we go. Direct bolt-in. I mean, it's like we designed it to be a direct bolt-in. So, yeah, I need to put the brakes back all together. And, oh, yeah, I know what you're thinking. What about that nut in there, Kix? Well, yeah, that's future Kix's problem. I don't feel like taking the tire off and welding it up. So, this works. And hopefully we won't have to tear it apart anyways. So, let me get this brake system all put back together, and then we can test this out. I mean, test drive time. Glove box. Get it? Glove box? Well, there we have it. So I had no issues with it whatsoever. I'm sure all the paint is probably scraped off the top of it, but that's not a big deal because it's not like this thing's a show rig or anything. I mean, and it doesn't, yeah, I mean, didn't move. I don't see any thing that went wrong with it. So, I mean, it wasn't exactly the biggest load that I've ever hauled. In fact, that's probably the smallest load, but it did great. So, yeah, I'm going to call that a win. We need to do a rear taillight on there too. I keep forgetting about that. Well, I remember it now. And every time I hook up the trailer, I'll remember that. We got to do a taillight on it. And we also got to do something about that. I don't know, something there. So other than that, you know, thanks for watching. And oh, don't forget, be blessed. Peace.